You got inspired on Instagram, opened your iPad, got in your drawing program, and the journey started. You drew every day and that for weeks or even months. You just felt like Van Gogh, you felt unstoppable. But one day it's different. You're sitting in front of a blank canvas and you feel like in a mental prison. You just can't start anything. You feel zero inspired, zero creative, and the cherry on the top is your motivation just faded away. Well, I have bad news for you, you got probably an art block, or also called a creative block. But don't worry, there are some easy ways to fix that. First of all, let's start with the basics. What is an art block and what causes the art block? And a more important question, is the art block even real? And to start with the important question, in my opinion, the art block is definitely real. And I have no clue why it's so controversial to say that. Of course, there are many artists who are saying art block is an excuse for laziness. But from my experience, I actually experienced one. Alright, but now, what even is all that? Art block, also known as creative block, is a condition where an artist experiences a significant decrease in their ability to generate new ideas or produce artwork. It can manifest in various forms, ranging from difficulty to start a new project, or to feel uninspired, or stuck in a rut with ongoing work. Now that we know what an art block actually is, let's find out what the factors are which contributes to the art block. Perfectionism. I think every one of us knows that. You draw a line 100 times, but you just aren't happy with the result. Burning out. You draw too much and maybe even under pressure because you're saying to yourself, I have to draw every day, every day, every day. Self-doubt. You go through Instagram or TikTok and just see artists which are way better than you. Lack of inspiration. You just look at a blank canvas but not a single idea seems to flow. External influences. Your whole environment is, for example, depressing. Like, I know it for myself. I literally look out of the window and see a warehouse. Like, I don't have any sunlight, anything, but you know, somehow it works. It's very important to know what the art block causes, because often there are also solutions. And I also want to show some of my struggles and how I beat them. So let's start with the first one, not being creative. No juicy idea seems to flow. And my easy tip for that is just avoid the blank canvas. Whether you start instantly with the background or begin a huge project, so you have also something to do. I think every one of us had this idea to start a comic or a kid's book or something. And my tip is just start it. Because once you started it, you have always a security guide who always protects you from the blank canvas, or let's better say from the art block itself, because you have always something to do. Also, an important tip I can give you is to draw when you like. Now you don't need to fear any art blocks, because you're just gonna start when you feel ready for that, when you feel inspired, when you just have the motivation, you know, the power, you know. Now let's shift to not being motivated, and that's a sticky one, because you have to understand that motivation is just a feeling and it's just temporary. I mean, every one of us knows that feeling. You feel like you could draw 5 portraits a day, but then there are days where you're just so lazy, you just lay in the bed the whole day and have no discipline, no nothing. But of course, I got a tip for that too, and I'm actually applying one of them in the last weeks, and that is build up a routine. Let's say you come from work, go something to eat, do your stuff, man, you know. But then at a specific time, tell yourself, now it's time to draw. And do that maybe not every day because you're gonna burn out very fast, but like 3 or 4 times a week and you should be alright. And if you're saying, nah, bro, I don't want that, I got another tip for you. Work on smaller projects. So you know when you started, you can stop at any time. And not being like, I don't want to draw for 2 hours. Of course, your progress will take a lot longer, but in my opinion, if you make any progress, it's always very good. And I see no problem with that. We already slightly talked about that, and that is drawing for hours and hours. You barely want to touch your pencil, and here we of course talking about burning out. First step, if you experience something like that, just stand up and go away from your desk. Maybe watch a movie, read a book that is unrelated to art, or even do the forbidden. Go outside and touch grass, and go for a walk. My important message here is definitely take a step back from art, because burnout can cause serious mental problems, and you know, nobody of us wants them. So remember, take a break, you deserve it. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, I would highly appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. Maybe you know that feeling. Your brain wants to draw, but your hands are just creating poop. And here I can highly recommend you art challenges. I know, you're already struggling with the art process itself, and now that dude want me to make art challenges? And my answer is yes, do art challenges. Or let's say do something that is not that serious. I mean, always remember, art is supposed to be fun. Go to Instagram or TikTok, get yourself some challenges and have fun. Just take yourself out of this hole of not being happy with your results. Because if you stay in that, the hole will get bigger and bigger. So just look at art with more fun and not always that serious. Like, I know it from myself. I always wanted to be the best and stuff, but just have fun. And here we come to my last point. Comparing yourself to others. And that mistake attracts so many of the bad emotions we already talked about. Whether it's taking your motivation because you're hustling so much, but then you see other guys which are drawing the half of your time and just are better. It also gives you so much pressure because you're gonna be like, I have to draw. And then we're gonna end up with the burnouts. And in addition, you're gonna take art way too serious. And then we're gonna end up with the hole we talked about. Art won't make fun anymore and it's just gonna be about how I gonna be better and better. And I can spoiler you, you won't get better. Or let's say less efficient. Like, I know it from myself. My biggest improvements were always when I had the most fun with art or with drawing. And maybe it's gonna be for you the same case. So what can you do? The best would be, of course, to accept that there are talented people and they will improve much faster than you. But if you can't accept that, then literally just avoid the content. And if you have an art block right now, just remember one thing. Art block is always temporary. So don't quit art because of that. Instead of that, take a break. But the break shouldn't be too long because I know it from myself. You know, I had an art block, I made the break and I literally stopped drawing for like 3 or 4 months. And if you have any art block overcoming tips, let me know in the comments. This was it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If so, of course, like and subscribe and write a comment for the algorithm. You know, the struggle is real. So peace out.